Sustainer and Buckaroo. Via Sustainer left in. The Brownwell Valley's rocket. And Via Sustainer's done it. Via Sustainer. One more legend has been made.
Welcome to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain. Look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host, Scoot. I've got Walt with me. It's a sunny day here, but we're in for wet and wild weather at Eagle Farm on Saturday.
Eagle Farm?
Yeah.
Who is even watching Eagle Farm?
Me.
Why? Well, you got moist from the 4 horse races yesterday there at Eagle Farm or wherever it was.
No, it's just keeping abreast of the weather just everywhere. I think it's going to be a road at
Better
Flemington.
keeping abreast than keeping abreast of Eagle Farm. But anyway, good luck to you.
I'll do my little weather roundup shortly. Nico, you're at Bendigo. You met the famous Blogsy up and about.
No, I didn't meet him. I saw him there. I didn't get the chance to meet him. Maybe later in the week. But yeah, he was there. It's a big crowd there at Bendigo yesterday, actually. Managed to find a few winners, so we built a bit of a bank for what could be a tough week at Flemington with the predicted weather conditions. Saturday, it could be hard and fast, and Tuesday could be in the slop. So, it's going to be intriguing to see how that all sort of unfolds.
Hang on for dear life.
I think there's a bigger crowd at Bendigo than Rosehill. I saw Gary Clark tweeting there was one person in the betting ring, 4 bookies, and don't think Rosehill was highly attended yesterday.
We shall see. Big thanks to Ladbrokes and Punting Form. Make sure you get around them this week. It's going to be fast and furious action. And let's have a quick look at last week and bit of the news wrap. Attica was good in the spring champ. Looks like it's going to be a horse. Transatlantic for you, Walt. Blandford Baron for Bagman before Lightning called off Adelaide. She's a Hustler was a good winner for you, Nico. Observer, how did we find it? And a couple of misses, some shockers here. Aliana still looking to get out there. And Tino just didn't turn up.
We had the right angle.
What's that?
We had the right angle. I think, we thought if she showed up to her best, she'd win easy. She didn't show up to her best, but no one else showed up. And Aliana still trying to get out. So it was just one by act of God, really.
She's unusual. Bled. So that's frustrating as well. And then Royal Mover just bumped into little fella that was riding the Curry train. So maybe into prep run for that horse up in Brizzy. But the other thing that I just sort of took notice of was the move about Steffi Magnetica, 750 into about 370.
Totes
but
okay,
late.
but it was just smashed,
Wasn't it?
Smashed, man. And it actually didn't have every chance in the run. Sort of got pushed back just before the turn. There was only one other horse really ran on and won. It was Attica with a really strong tempo. There wasn't as strong a tempo as the Steffi Magnetica race, so she was dominant.
And it was 750 to 550 overnight Friday. But the last 20 minutes was just Polax 550. And then I tried to back it for the Ladbrokes pot. And every time I kept trying to push the button, the odds were just disintegrating in my eyes. So took a shock and price to sort of save on it. But wow, they definitely were new with that one. So that's good to see. Just going back to the racing blogger. Everyone's sort of in raptures about how well received he is and what a breath of fresh air it is. And I think racing's just been crying out to give these people on the sidelines some access and to showcase and promote the sport and how much fun it is to go to the races and mingle. Like there's a shot we're just going to put up on screen here. Like I saw him in the background talking with Aaron Morrison from RV, so it's pretty clear that he's been greenlit or invited out from RV, but he's not the first person that's tried to do this. Like there's guys up in Brisbane that sort of got kicked off on track. Escorted off the track for colour pieces and stuff like that. But this is fantastic. This is what every PRA in Australia needs to get around, embrace. The sentiment on social media is off the charts. This guy's really positive. He's up and about and he just wants to have a bet. He wants to showcase the colour of not just on the track, behind the scenes, the whole lot, and just get access. Once you get access to these stars, it's just a different perspective than the mundane and boring, Sky and Racing.com and RSN interviews. Like it's a different angle, but everyone's been dying to try and do this if they can just bring the walls down.
He just sort of, he's like a kid in a candy store. He's like a kid on Christmas Day unwrapping, He runs into James McDonald, he runs into Chris Waller, and you can see the genuine excitement. Whether he's getting paid or on a junket or all this garbage, doesn't matter. It's just, it shows where we've all been or where we all are at certain times. Obviously, it's a grind some of the time, this game. It's not easy all the time, but, most of the time we get excited by the animal. We get excited by, what people do, the achievements they make. Yeah, it's just he's not dwelt on any negativity, whether he's seen it or not, which is great. You know, there is a place for criticism in the sport as well, but he's definitely been a breath of fresh air, and you know, he hasn't had to give any in-depth insight or tip winners or anything crazy. He's just showing
Simple.
love of the game.
Nico, what do you think? You're obviously generation rung below us. What do you think of Blogsy?
Yeah, I like him. I don't really know a whole lot about him before he came out here, and I think what he's sort of done and the access he can give people without, you know, the opportunity to go to the races and sort of give you that insight and the places he's able to be. He's been in the public, he's been in the members, he's been in the trainers area, you know, he gets everywhere. And yeah, I think it's been really good. I think it's been a great initiative, and I think he'll be back next year off the traction he's got this year. And it's hopefully it just brings more people, more eyes internationally to our sport as well. We see, you know, the big following he has internationally. Hopefully there's a few more that say, we got to get to Australia, we got to get to Cup Week, because it is a fantastic week. And yeah, it's probably going to be even bigger next year with Flemington having the Cox Plate. So yeah, I think he's doing a fantastic job. I love it.
And his schedule, and can you imagine the lunatics he's running to?
Yeah. Everyone will be trying to buy him a beer.
And now he's got to go to the Dogs tonight, isn't he? Like, he's dead set. He was at track work at Werribee this morning. Holy cow, they're getting their money's worth.
Well, yeah, I'd assume that Perth are doing everything they can to try and get him over for the Winterbottom and all that sort of thing. So he's going to be a hot ticket and just a simple game. So hopefully there's more clones and other people that sort of take up the baton and do it all over Australia, because there's so many great country cups and big festivals and carnivals of racing. So we just need more of it. So wakey PRA land, let's just keep promoting the great game as we know it. Just a little bit of a bad with the good. Bendigo, Geelong, Moonee Valley last week, just monorails. I think we got a tweet yesterday, Tommy Haylock. It was obvious early in the day, but all 9 winners fencing run at Bendigo. And it just happens way too often with these country cups and the Moonee Valley days. Like, a lot of people are upset that Moonee Valley is getting bulldozed. I've seen the plans, and I think it's going to be great when they recreate Moonee Valley. I think hopefully they can get a bit of a fairer track, but how can they get this right, Nico? There's heaps of headaches and pain points around country racing, but on their major days, they just have to do better. And is it a fact of just moving the rail out 2 meters? Like, my question to you, I guess, this morning was, if they move the Cox Plate Day rail 2 meters, is the track a lot fairer at Moonee Valley? And had they done the same at Bendigo, are we going to get a better spread or more even racing?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, you move the rail out at Moonee Valley, traditionally it becomes harder to make ground. Bendigo, rail in the true's always been, you know, you think, it's this big flat track and it probably suits on paces more than anywhere. And yeah, the fence was pretty hot yesterday with 9 winners there, but that has been a common theme on their big days. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but it's not something that's out of the ordinary. Can we change it? Maybe it's just a layout of these tracks and how the sort of governing bodies want them prepared. I'm not too sure, but I don't think there's a simple answer to it. I think it's just maybe how these tracks are profiled, Bendigo especially.
Hard for once a year punters, isn't it?
It's hard, and it's hard if for the target races. But like Nico said, if there's a pattern of it, like a history of it, then, you know, don't set your horses for those meetings. But it's tricky, because like the more it becomes pronounced from our perspective, the more tactics change and things, you know, become unpredictable from a punting perspective. Yeah, that's not a big worry for most people out there, and we've obviously got the option to move on. So it's just a bit of a nightmare.
Going to be a massive week, and we've got plenty of hosted pots at Ladbrokes coming up. The first one is Derby Day. So last Saturday we backed heaps of winners across the across all states and until Adelaide sort of got called off. But pretty decent amount of winners throughout the day last Saturday, but I did load up. I had a bit of a lead, so I just went bananas on Antino and Aliana, which pre-race I thought I'd done the right thing, but yeah, post-race it just went splat. But yeah, I'll be betting on Derby Day, Cup Day, Oaks Day, on all the pots, so it's going to be frantic. Walt, you've got one Sunday. You were betting all day yesterday. Yeah,
last night, which is Sunday. I thought, at least we've got Muswellbrook this week. It's been a bit tough the last few weeks. I've been working out of Coonamble, Coonabarra, all these names with the big coon, the big cheese festival, but at least we got Muswellbrook this week.
Yeah, so there's plenty of the action there in the hosted pot, and if you're running out of time to do the form, it's handy just to piggyback off Walt and myself in the Mates Mode area of the Ladbrokes app, and you can just choose whichever bets that you want to follow. So we'll do the form for you guys, because it's going to get tricky, and it's just relentless. There's so many races to get through next week, and it's not just Flemington either. There's races all over the place. So we're pretty excited about those, and it'll just be locked in the dungeon type stuff from us. We've got a Melbourne Cup show on Sunday. So Walt, Nick and myself will do that show. That'll drop around Sunday afternoon. So we'll do runner by runner. And if there's other black bookers, we might have one or two bonus races for Tuesday's card. So can't wait to put that one in the can and get that out to you. So make sure you check your emails or check the YouTube channel on Sunday afternoon. Quick weather wrap for Saturday. Looks like Flemington's going to need some irrigation for Saturday. So I'm predicting maybe a road gets thrown up there on Saturday with plenty of rain on the horizon for Melbourne Cup Day. Randwick looks like it's going to get 8 mil to Saturday, but it's mostly going to hit on Friday. Eagle Farm's going to have up to 30 mil on Saturday alone. So there's weather about. And the problem is, I think they're going to cop about 15 mil in the middle of the day. I'm saying don't get too deep into Eagle Farm because I think you're going to call them off. And then Adelaide's going to get 11 mil to Saturday. So plenty to think about from a weather point of view this Saturday. And reg.bom.gov.au is the workaround if you're pulling your hair out like most of the country with the BOM weather website update. I can't believe it even made the national news. Yes, last night I saw.
I'm glad I gave up on the bomb about 10 years ago. So
Isn't it amazing?
yeah, but yeah, isn't it amazing how many people rely on it?
Nico's going to have a look at Derby Day and Coolmore Stud Stakes. He's got races 5, 6, 7. He's found a couple of good bets there. And then Golden Eagle Day at Randwick for Walt. So we'll look at the major ones there. I've got one at Eagle Farm. Not going to get too deep there given the weather. Shane Adair, he tipped a winner last week early. Blandford Baron was the winner. And then Lightning was a bit of a dampener on that because, what was it, Townsend?
Touchdown.
What was it called?
Touchdown.
Yeah, we were knee deep in touchdown as well. So that was a bit of a bugger, but he's not let us down with the opening race again. And I think he's going back to the well with a horse called Guru Warrior in the first at Morpheville, $1.85. He's good like this, isn't he? Once
Loves race one.
Well, loves race one, and then once he sees a horse that he's backed in the past, if it's placed to perfection, which they have been lately, he's happy to back this one in $1.85, and it's going for 3 on the trot. This does look like a tricky little race, but I can't argue with
28-meter benchmark 76 to kick off your program.
But he's getting a cult following. There's a lot of chat amongst it in the Mates Mode pod at Ladbrokes. So good way to start the day at Morpheville. Cheeky little multi-leg there. And then race 9, number 3 is Streetcar Fury. And this horse is going ultra well. So $4.20 for that one. So nice little 2-bet play at in Adelaide. So we'll be taking some of those in multis or getting deeper into those on Saturday. Nico, I suggest that it's going to be a road. What's your take on Flemington Saturday?
Oh, like it is the best track in Australia. So Liam O'Keefe, he'll get it right. Whatever conditions sort of prevails, he'll have the track spot on. So I think Saturday, usually you say Cup week, you've got to pace yourself. It's a long sort of 3-4 days, but Saturday may be the day to capitalise looking at the forecast because it just could be sort of up in the air after that. So could just be hopefully shooting straight on Saturday. There looks a lot of horses that are really well placed, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Saturday is really the day to have a crack.
Okay, beautiful stuff. Head there with plenty of confidence. Let's go to race 5. It's the ABC Bullion Damien Oliver Group 2 1400 metre event. So the Gold Bullion shop is now sponsoring races. That's how hot gold is as a commodity at the moment. King Zephyr, $2.80 favourite here. Zoo Sensation, $5.50. Warney, $8. Nadola, $9. Payline, $9.50. Media World, $11. Stapati, $13. And then Regal Zeus, $19. Going to have a look at 2 replays in the lead-up runs. This is the first one. It's King Zephyr and Zoo Sensation. Forced very wide here, Nico.
Yeah, he was. And it wasn't the easiest day to get back and sort of run on, but he did a good job getting around Caulfield for the first time. His best win in his career is at Flemington. We absolutely bolted in. So I think getting back to Flemington's a huge tick for this horse. And just look at this last 100 metres, like how much ground he takes off Zoo Sensation. We're an absolute picnic out in front. Just seems like a really good setup. This is the Moonga, which Private Eye won. You got Payline and Warney back to the inside. Payline a bit unlucky in the blue colours. I don't know, he's forever getting back and running on. Stapati's drawn out. This was the best I've ever seen Warnie Parade. I actually had a bit of a crack in the place on this occasion. I think he's sort of coming of age, but yeah, I would have thought King Zephyr would have gone to that race and probably started a clear second pick to Private Eye. And I think some people probably thought Private Eye might have ended up here, but he's gone up to Sydney for the Russell Balding. But everything sort of looks in King Zephyr's favour. It seems like he's been set to peak later into the carnival. He had that good win 2 runs ago. And yeah, I just thought 1400 metres, Flemington, sit off pace, bring him to the middle of the track. He should be too good for these. So I was happy to stick with him. He's becoming a bit of our boyfriend on this show, but I think he's the one to really stick with on Saturday.
Yeah, gosh, he was so wide there, but he nearly ended up in Revolver with Dom Dollar there. That's going to be a massive turnaround going to Flemington. Walt, what do you think about the race?
No, it's just I didn't like the race, to be honest. I didn't think there was any speed, so I thought it was, it was just tricky to come into, and yeah, the horses are probably going to get back or face a task, and up on speed there was nothing there I thought could really improve enough to be too scary. Media World might run a race, but I'm happy to sit back and cheer for Nico in this one.
I had a 1/44 bet here. I was going to be balls deep with depth of character, but Annabelle's...
Yeah, she scratched it, I guess.
I thought that was the biggest danger at $21.
The funny part, I got a message saying, don't know if it helps you, but the horse is on the truck to Melbourne. And then about an hour later, change of plans coming back. So I don't know whether there was a change or something, but yeah, interesting because it looked well placed here. I thought it went well in the lead up and was up against it in the Balding.
I think
the Golden Eagle, sorry.
It drew in hell. Like, you don't want to be drawing out 1400 metres at Flemington. It looked a big task. If it drew a gate, yeah, I agree. It would have been a big danger.
Straight to the front.
Imagine that four
Straight
bucks
front,
the
son.
place, $5
Straight to
the
the front.
place.
Pull your hat down hard.
Oh, yeah. Took the air out of my sails when I saw it scratched. I was no.
At least
joy.
you got a collect. You got the first collect for the weekend.
I wanted to collect a lot more. What a bugger! But yeah, good play here. King Zephyr will be hard to beat. Nico, absolutely love that play. Flemington race 6 is the Coolmore Stud Stakes Group 1 1200 metre race, and Tennytrus's favourite $4 at Ladbrokes Baywalk.
Wow.
$4.20, Beedman $5, Raging Force $8.50, My Gladiola $10, somewhat forgotten, I think. Skyhook $12, Legacy Bound $16, Skyglider $20, and much better the rest. First replay we're going to have a look at here is Golden Rose, making all Baywalk out in front. Skyhook chasing, Tempted, form reference, Kaying rising form, we could nearly call us Nico, couldn't we?
Oh, what's the other old mate out the back there? The Caulfield Guineas winners out there.
Caulfield.
Yeah, Autumn Boy, Revelino. It's a hot race.
Ooh.
It's just a matter of like, I think it's probably real. Like, he can go this well, but can he hold it? Like, can he actually do this again on Saturday? That's going to be the big query. If he does, and you think he can hold that performance, like $4, you'd be licking your lips. You probably mark him $2.20. I'm not certain he does. Like, his form prior to this, especially at 1200 metres, like he was just sort of in the B grade. So it was a really fast track. He ran a track record. He went to the lead. A few of the horses out the back had no chance. Like, he had a lot of things in his favour, but the rating is massive. I sort of thought he's probably more than likely to come off it, but Wallow Grand Final, who knows? I reckon it's a really tricky race. I thought there was only 3 chances, him, Tentaris, and Beedman. Beedman was very unlucky last start. Tentaris is pretty unlucky here. Like, if he gets out and gets to the outside, like, how far does he win by? Has to go back to the inside. Caulfield's been a bit of a nemesis track for him. Got beaten the Blue Diamond there, but this last 100 metres is sensational. To run down Raging Force, who's no slouch, especially at this sort of distance range, and he just looks ideally suited. Third up, set for one race. He hasn't really had a grand final at all. They've just peaked him for the Coolmore. So yeah, he looks really dangerous, and I couldn't get rid of Beedman. Beedman jumped out super down the straight during the week in the Coolmore jump out. So he looks like he's really going to relish the straight track. I'd be surprised if anything else won. I think the Colts are really going to rise to the top here. But in terms of a pick, I'd probably lean Tentaris, but I couldn't have a bet at this stage.
I think the big syndicates, the big teams, as people talk about, will clear Baywalk and Tennytrus right out of the market. They'll just say these are the 2 horses that are going to win, and then mugs like us are going to try and have to figure out how we're going to play it to capitalise.
Why are they backing up then? Why are they coming back? Why is the market condensing? Why are they drifting?
Oh, it's mug money.
Just
The big fellas don't play until the last 15 minutes, as we saw with Steffi Magnetica.
Okay. Yeah. No,
What do you think? Tell us who wins.
Tentaris wins if it gets clean air. That's the only thing I'm worried
It's
about.
a big wide straight, John.
Yeah, it's that dirty Flemington. Ugh. He's going to be back. I hope they ride him a little bit quiet. I think what we learnt last start at Caulfield is that if you just leave him alone the front half, he and then he can build. He's a steam train late. He's never in his life seen a fast tempo ever, never, not one. Last time he got a fast speed, but they can tell like they went the whole way quick. And prior to that, like he's come from the back in some slow rod races and still been able to be in the finish. I think the beauty of this horse is he's been set for one race. Baywhack this is its second grand final. Skyhook second grand final. Beedman has probably been set for this race, but you know he's definitely come through a secondary level of form. So yeah, Tentaris for me ticks all boxes. Just needs that little bit of luck. He's got Zara, who's completely airborne. Hope I haven't stopped him into a dead end here, but he runs very well. Baywhack, the funny part was to me, he looked a 1200 metre horse until last start. I thought 1400 was the query, and then he comes out and just destroys them. He just had a bowl around down. He's going to be a nightmare if he's in the right mood. I concede you can't pen Beedman. Obviously jumped out well down the straight, improved last start. That form's looked okay with Napoleonic, but you've got to be against something, and it is it for me. I thought Legacy Bound and Sky Glider were the two left field horses that could run race. I think Legacy Bound's just a completely forgotten horse. He's just a very, very good horse, strong horse. He'll appreciate a strong tempo. He won't be far away. He'll run well. And Sky Glider, second up, 7-day backup, Sydney to Melbourne, is the most unwaller thing I've ever seen in my life. It comes out of that maiden at Canterbury that's turned into the strongest maiden for ages. And then last week he just jumped, didn't know what he was doing at any stage and sort of put him away late, super strong. This horse has got a big engine. Whether this is his race or not, you're going to get 25 to 1 or something. I just wouldn't let him under your guard. I just think he's a bit of an unknown with an unlimited upside. Sky Glider, I think maybe 1400 will be his go, but this race might work out well for him.
Yeah, if Hippo goes too slow on Baywalk, that's the big problem. I think Tenitris will win, but if he gets the perfect ride, I think I lean back in the Baywalk camp. Nico, after hearing what we've just said, and especially John's sort of little monologue, so to speak, what do you make of that? Final say.
There's not a whole lot of pace in this race. Like Baywalk maybe up there, Magor they probably let roll, Hidden Motive, but I'd struggle to see it being a fast run Coolmore, so don't know, that probably advantages Tentaris. He's got a big turn of foot, but as Walt said, maybe if he finds a fast run race, he's even better. So, yeah, it's very intriguing, and there's a few there that are a little bit knockout, like Legacy Bound, Jimmy Ricard. You can make excuses for their last runs in the inferior ground. It's pretty deep, but I think the class will probably rise to the top with the Godolphin colts.
The other horse I sort of that caught my eye was She's at Alibi. I think Moody's just throwing Trumby a bone there in the Vanity Race 2. What do you think of that filly, Nico?
Yeah, she looked the one to follow out of that repo with Tentaris, didn't she, in the green and yellow colours. I haven't fully got to that race, but could be another one where you're looking to get real involved with her, because that was a fantastic first up run.
Big improvement. I think it's she a Rockhampton or Townsville horse, and she's been 290 into 245
with Ladbrokes. There's that other scary horse in that race, but it's drawn wide. Was it called Tyne or Lawley or something? Hasn't it been a bit light horse a couple of times? But
on the back up.
Yeah, definitely the depth of that Tentaris has certainly got to be the anchor in that race.
I did think Tiani or Luliai or whatever it's called, it did jump on the Travelator as well.
Yeah, that's right, and it did spent
no tickets, and then it might have been floated.
To start half the price it should, unless by some chance it's a freak, but it has been unlucky both starts.
The 4 could be a freak.
Who's that?
She's Alibi.
Oh yeah, well that's it. At least you know what you see is what you get there. Raging Force and Tentaris. They'd start odds on in that race. Yeah.
The Kieran McAvoy absolutely destroyed it behind Autumn Boy in the last time at Race at Eagle Farm or wherever it was. So it's worth a look. Flemington Race 7 is the Howden Victoria Derby over 2,500 metres. Observers are favourite here at Ladbrokes, $2.10. Providence $6.50. Autumn Mystery $10. Options $14. Seamus $17. Miwa $18. Arabian Prince First Emergency. Has it got a run yet? Not sure. An Engine of War $20. High Vol $23. And then you've got Azazel $23. Savvy Santa $23. And then Deal Done Fast $35. Doesn't look like Arabian Prince has qualified yet, so Mick Kent might have outsmarted himself, I suspect, at this stage, but maybe something will scratch if the track gets too firm. Nico, let's have a look at the replays. Observer, I thought he worked a little bit early to take up the lead and work mid-race, so people saying he had it soft and then got throttled down. I'm not sure that that's completely true, and then Providence always shown something, and it finally did.
Yeah, no, Seamus in the yellow. This looks the key lead up for mine, even options. He had the similar sort of form as the other Melbourne horses, and he's in the Godolphin blue, sort of storming home late in the white cup. But Observer, like, how good is Observer? We don't really know. Like, he's held up for most of the straight in the Guineas. There, he could have won by, I don't know, 15 if he wanted to. Like, he had that much on him on the corner, and he just hasn't really asked him to do anything in the straight. Like, there's a real argument to be made he's set to peak here. So, the amount he's improved in the yard every start sort of amazed me. So first up, he was sort of big in condition, got a bit stirred up, thought, oh, is this one of these chinky sort of Godolphin horses that never going to get it right? Then in the Guineas, he improved about 5 lengths. And then last start, he improved again. He just cruised around the yard. Like, you would have had him in the numbers in the Cox Plate. He paraded that well. So I think he really could be close to the real deal, Observer. He's going the right way about it. His win last start probably suggests that. I think he'll run 2,500. This is the race that sort of set him for. It's the right stable, right jockey, perfect map. I think we just load up again. If there's a better stayer that beats him, I'd be surprised. Providence probably looks the one, but he's drawn in hell. So yeah, I'm going again. Observer, I think he's the real deal, and I think he'll be winning the Derby.
Let's have a look at the Norman Robinson anyway. Autumn Mysteries there in the green. Me was in the orange. You got Deal Done Fast in the light blue, and then you got Arabian Prince widest. So I'm sort of with you, Nico. I think it's the B grade form, and it's a real funny race. They sort of
it may not even be B grade. Like, they've been all slow paces, these lead ups, and they're bunch finishes. Like like you could really make a case they're not much good at all. Like the Sydney sort of form ones could be the real B grade. Like that may not even be that much better than Geelong Classic in terms of rating. So like they may not even be that level, honestly.
Yeah, we don't know, and they're probably not really set up that well. They haven't had a stern test. I was quite struck by Observer in the yard, and I just, as a type, he just looks like a real animal. John.
Yeah, well, the problem is it's like a whack-a-mole, isn't it? Like they're just whackers. There's just 15 whackers. So, and they've all come out of slow run races. So you don't even know if they're going to whack faster if someone whacks along in front. It's just, but I would like to see someone get a whack out of the gates and at least put some speed into the race to see what these horses have got, because we don't really know, like at least Providence and, although Seamus hasn't, Providence been in a couple of okay races, but it's run up backsides the whole time. And then finally, we saw it let loose the other day. It wasn't a horse that was really on the radar prior to that. And I think Nico's, I know he had the Rager last week, but 15 he could have put on him. Holy cow! And could have won the Cox Plate. It was a Class 6 set weight. So, what is all this, Nico? What does it all mean? What does it all mean? No,
49.5.
Dead set. Yeah, the only horse I was much happier taking Evans Observer last week, even though it's won and it's easy to say that now. I thought just out to 2,500. I don't like the way when he shut it down, it stopped. I hate that. I hate it. If it had kept cruising the line and held his margin, I'd say the horse is completely unbeatable. But the way he sort of pulled up, like dug his toes in, that scared the life out of me, considering he was on the Travelator rail. He went 10 lengths below to the turn. He pinched a break over Camels, and then, Seamus, who got beat at Goulburn a few starts back, and Providence sort of chased him very hard late. So that scares me enough to not want to take $2.10. Can I find anything to beat it? Probably not. But I just hope something puts some speed into the race to make it a true test, and it's not one of these jokes that we've seen, not just in Melbourne, in Sydney as well, in these middle distance races.
I think John's eyes are painted on. Mark Zahra basically put Observer into a sleeper hold, Nico.
He didn't grab hold of it.
What?
Watch the replay.
Mate, he's copped 1,500 first.
He didn't ride it out, but he didn't grab hold of it. The horse just stopped like it was shot. It was like a Tom Berenger hit it from the grandstand with a 44 caliber.
Mate, wacky. You've been smoking wacky tobacco. Mate, what are you talking about?
15 lengths, Nico. 15 lengths.
I'm so shocked.
How far's the length? 3 inches?
I'm like one of those clowns.
The length of my old fella.
Yeah, well, maybe it could have been 8. Like, he didn't ask him to do anything. I think, like, say if he had how well he gone, like, where would you put him in a Cox Plate? Top 4? They were priced would be $1.50.
As I said, Class 6 set weights, he would have got in well at the weights there.
Yeah, I just think, like, sometimes we can, for mine,
I think he would have won the Cox Plate.
He would have won
and
a
then
super
he
race,
says that. Mate, what are you talking about? The giveaways from the stable that they've taken him to the Vars because this is his grand final.
Of course, it's his grand final. Is anyone disputing that? Who's disputing that?
Yeah.
Now you're making up your own form guide.
Mate, you're just saying he would have won the Cox Plate.
Too many mushrooms.
Between
you and Nico.
You are all over the shop.
You just keep loading up at the evens here and I'll see you in the bar.
Oh, Jesus. He's lost it, Nico.
I'm not betting, but I'm not betting against it, but I'm not backing it. Good luck.
Yeah,
What are you
I
gonna
think,
do?
like, what makes a fair point? Like, it should have been $1.30 last week, and
Mm.
we were able to secure the evens, and I even went again late. I thought like $1.70 late was a great price. So yeah, I understand that angle, but I'm just happy to back him. He's a good horse, and he'll get the job done again. I thought with High Vol, he led at a really slow tempo in the Geelong Classic. I thought he's probably the leader here, so it's probably going to be a slowly run race again, and that suits Observer, given he's probably the best horse.
Exactly.
I'll
The
give
only
my
thing-
100 to 1 slug that can run well. Arcora. If they go quick, it's a slug. It'll be 50s, 60s, 100s. It can run a place, but there's, as I said, there's 14 slugs that'll be slugging, slug, and hopefully it's the fastest slug into a place.
Mate, you're robot. You're glitching. I think something's wrong with you. But the only way you get into trouble in the Derby is if you sit back in the second half of the pack, and this Observer's not going to sit second half of the pack, and that's a big problem for Providence if he gets lost from the gate, which Mad Wally can sort of do.
Next.
Enough out of you. The scary part is, Nico, we haven't even got to Randwick.
Mate, can we ask you about the Empire Rose, or is we not allowed to do that? Because I like the Empire Rose.
Not on the run sheet, but why not?
He's
It's
off a
Derby
short
day.
run, mate. He's the bloggy. He's our blogsy. He's ready for anything.
Jesus. All right, let's have a quick look at the market. Fangirl, $4 favourite. Pride of Jenny, $5. $6 Like a Lucy, $7. Idle Flyer. Wow, that's short. Then you got Lazura, $9. Wow, that's short. Damas Rose and Abounding around the $9.50, $11 mark. No replay, so let's just imagine what happens. Pride of
Just putting
Jenny
him on the
comes out of the King Charles, Queen Anne, Camilla, Prince Andrew. And where's she at? Because she's got the full control, total control of this race, Pride of Jenny.
That's what I thought you were saying, talking about Fair Girl. But yeah, that's the question for Nico. Where is Pride of Jenny? Third run at a mile. Is she alive? Will she bowl along, or will she not have the speed like she was asleep last start?
Yeah, I think there's a real chance they ride similar to last start, the other jockeys here, where they just don't let her get a margin. If you let her get out 7-8 lengths in front and try and run her down, she's very hard to run down. If you're on her tail for most of the race, she's pretty much irrelevant. So I would have thought that may be the play for a few of these riders to sort of keep up with her in the early stages, given all these horses are completely rock hard fit and there's nothing to lose here. Fangirl's never been that suited in races that Pride of Jenny's in. If that's probably the query with her. And like a Lucy, I like the last start run, but I hated she wanted to lay in the whole straight. She doesn't get Zara here, blinkers near side first time. Maybe that helps, but I sort of thought there is a chance it opens it up for something here, but I'm not sure what it is. I haven't gone deep enough into the race, but there's probably an opportunity around them, I thought.
I thought Fangirl's great lay, and I think Fangirl or Lazura might be just sacrificial lambs for a horse like a Lucy or Firestorm, because they're the ones that I think look best suited up to the mile, like a Lucy and Firestorm for Waller. So I think there's going to be some team riding, and I think Waller will torch Fangirl or Lazura, and Lazura probably needs me to carry it for the last 100.
Why won't this be the rising of the muffs?
Sorry?
Why won't this be the Group 1 the muffs have been looking for? Why will Idle Flyer not just sit straight behind Pride of Jenny and just gap them at the worst weighted horse in the history? This is they're all gone. Fangirl's back 9, Cactus. Pride of Jenny couldn't go last start. It wasn't that they stuck with her. She couldn't go. So if he's revived her, I think she's the one to beat. But if we get the same Pride of Jenny last start, I don't think it was that they stuck with her. I think they couldn't go. So yeah, I think this is the rising of the new breed in Idle Flyer, like a Lucy in the right spot, and even Damask Rose. I think Fangirl's, she did run down Lindemann a couple of starts ago, but they walked any sort of tempo. I think she's up against it. K-Mac couldn't get her home when she was at her best, so I don't know how he's going to get her home now. So yeah, I think there's a changing of the guard here. I think Idle Flyer, I wish it didn't have the muffs on, but I think she'll be right there. And I'm hoping, like you and I think it's a silly price at the moment, but I'm hoping it gets out and just gets us a better price.
I think Like a Lucy should be favourite. Last word on the race, Nico?
I haven't fully gone into it, but I can see the angle. Idle Flyer, her ratings and all that. There seems a bit of appeal there.
All right, Nico's yard on Saturday, and he's going to do all 4 days. So make sure you check that out, because he can double press him, as you've just heard there. And as he said about Observer, he'd nearly have it on top in the Cox Plate the way it paraded. So plenty of good insights there. Yesterday, back that horse, something Poem, and then Sadati, he was on that too. And then he tried to bloody just do the Homer Simpson reverse and get off camera and get away from Kieran Maher. So
dabbing Kieran Maher, the old dab down after the race.
I don't even know where you found that vision ball. I haven't even seen it anywhere. So
Mate.
you must have some little connections in there.
Mate, I got Blogsy's live feed.
all right, let's head to Randwick if we dare. Not sure what's going to happen with the track, but 8 mil to Saturday. Could anything's possible.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We saw what happened to Rose Hill yesterday. It absolutely fell apart after a few mils of rain. So hopefully we don't get rain on the day, and hopefully if it is on Friday, it's not significant because we don't want a bog, do we? I don't, dead range or something like that would be fine, but we don't want crazy.
Let's have a look at the first race. It's race 7. It's the odds and evens Russell Balding Stakes over 1,300 metres, and Jimmy Star $2.70, Briasa $6.80, Shenandoah $6, War Machine $8. Private Eye $10, Rothfire $20, With Your Blessing $20, Strauss $23, Cabalas $23, and then you got Marzu and much better the rest. We're going to show the Everest replay, but who has been set for this race is my $1 million question.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Like the horses that are going to contest this race. So Briasa was sort of weird. It was sort of ridden closer and then dragged out, and I thought it was disappointing. Like really late here was quite plain. And didn't have any real excuses other than being ridden a bit cold. So it should have been stronger late, whereas Jimmy Star was ridden forward. He's still stronger than Briasa late. Lady Shenandoah copped a bit of interference, checking, and sort of got cut short by Kaying Rising, came back and took out War Eagle early, then took it out again, took out Jolie Star. So Briasa's the one out of that I thought was the most disappointing. Jimmy Star was clearly the best run, but can he replicate that? Because I do think it was his grand final. I don't think it was War Machine's grand final. I think he's definitely got improvement and can do better than what we saw there. Jeddah was fine, but has to find obviously 5-6 lengths, and so does Marzu.
Is that it?
That's the only replay we're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I sort of pretty much just went straight through it. There's the class is that Everest form. There is no doubt. Jimmy Star has to be the starting point. I think, somewhere around 350 is fair. I think that's pretty good. He's drawn perfectly, but he's probably still going to get the second half of the field here. There is an insane amount of pressure, like Felix Majestic and those horses aren't in the race, but you've got Coal Crusher drawn widest. Airman would like to roll forward a little bit. And More Victorious is drawn out there with first emergency. Who else have we got here? We've got Marzu with Rachel on it, drawn middle of the row. With Your Blessing loves to kick forward. It's going to be certainly enough pressure early to bring the class to the top of the pile late. So just it is a tricky start, and that will certainly play into Jimmy Star's hands and probably War Machine's hands. So I just kept coming back to them too clearly. Private Eye's a nightmare. He's just always there. He's always tough. He's going to run well. Didn't see many left field horses troubling here. I didn't see many. So Lady Shenandoah, I think, was the horse that had the least improvement out of the Everest for mine, and draws the most awkwardly here. So J-Mac's going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat, as much as I love the horse. Strauss, the Japanese horse, I didn't think had strong form for this. I think he's sort of got mile 1,800 metre form.
I think he's a bit of a rogue.
Yeah, he went okay over 1,200 metres last start. He was strong there, but I think he needs sort of a mile plus to be at this level in Australia, which he doesn't get here, and he draws horribly from that start too. So he's going to have to put up an all-time performance. But yeah, Jimmy Star and War Machine, I just kept coming back to.
What about Golden Mile? Joe Pride, friend of the show.
Just went like a hurdler the other day, and it doesn't have the magic blinkers. If he had the magic blinkers, you'd say anything's possible. But never say never with Uncle Joe at the moment. He's just completely flying, and everything he touches with the blue colours is turning to gold. To be sad, wouldn't it? Golden Eagle? No, that's not this race. I think it has to improve out of sight.
Nico, you got any thoughts about this race? Tricky.
Yeah, I'm super keen here. I'm going down with the Mugs on Saturday. If all the favourites are getting beat, I'll be cast. But I thought Jimmy Star was the best of the day. Like I couldn't see how he gets beat here. Like he's drawn well. Usually he has to go back in these races because he's drawn poorly. Last start they rolled the dice, they put him in it. Take out Kaying Rising. He's been beat by Tempted, who off ratings probably is, like if she replicates her run to the Rose ratings every start, she is the best sprinter in Australia. So like that's no sort of penalty there. This race now at Randwick, 1,300 metres. Walt said there's good speed early. He probably just tags somewhere midfield, suck run, holds his form. He was completely set for the Everest, and I think that probably sets him well here because he didn't have to peak twice. He's just set to peak for that race, whereas a few of these are deeper into the campaign. He's a better horse than Briasa. I was super keen here, Jimmy. I was thinking if he gets luck which is a little bit of a query from the draw, given he doesn't have a stack of early speed. But yeah, even luck, he wins, I thought.
If you go back and watch the start of the Everest, he actually missed it and then got poleaxed. And then while the other two dragged back, he went forward and then obviously never got cover and did all the, it was an incredible performance. And yeah, if you have 100%, if everything goes to plan, he repeats, he wins.
Suck, bang. And he's won a 1,400 metre all age, so 13 birds, no
strong
drama.
1,300, absolutely. And yeah,
I think it's probably his best distance, like 13, 1,400. 12 can sometimes they're just a little bit sharp for him, but I just thought it was perfect on Saturday.
Chips in, Jimmy. I love it.
Yeah,
for Ethan.
The chips are in. Yep.
Walt's new man, Ethan Brown. Good. Race 8 is the Tinder Golden Eagle over 1,500 metres, and Autumn Glow's the favourite here, $2.15. Linebacker, $5.50, finally broke through. Panja Tower is $6.50, Evaporate $9.50, Perfuma $16, Sepples $19, Willie Do It $23, Seagulls $11, $26. Couple of replays, fully lit there, $34, and then you got Feroce $51, and much better the rest. This is Autumn Glow in the Epsom, her winning, so she was a little bit wide early, and fully lit's out in front. Pericles in behind. Workmanlike win, this one.
Yeah, we won't get a race shape like this. They absolutely controlled up in front, and you can see it took quite a bit of livening up to get it sort of moving, which I actually think is a good thing going into this race, because I think it shows she's probably looking for a strong mile, which, this is back to 1,500, but she's going to get a strong tempo here, and she was dominant there.
This is her trial since in the Arrowfield colours again. That's fully lit in front.
Yeah, and she just does everything you want to see. Doesn't get out of zero gear, just never gets out of neutral. Fully lit was given a good liven up, and it was good to see that he's still alive, but dead set. Like, it'll never get a run like it got in the Epsom. It'll never get control of a Group 1 mile like it did there and have the chance it did ever again.
And the main danger, it looks like it's Panja Tower to my eye, and this is him in the green cap, widest, and it's sat 3 or 4 wide pretty much the entire...
This is a mile too.
Yeah, 1,600 metre race, and...
It looks bad late, but you have to see the first half to justify why it was such a good effort in the second half, because it looks like they're coming from the clouds everywhere here, doesn't it? But he's done all the work to come around them and get in front and to have a margin and then just hold on.
Yeah, I thought his last 100 was just all heart. I thought it was a fantastic run, and then that was over the mile, and that was the same race that Obamu Samurai competed in before he came out and won the Golden Eagle, a couple of years ago.
So, yeah.
And then the good thing about this Japanese horse is here he is first up about 6 weeks ago, and he's in the same colours, but it's a red hat. So you've got yellow, black, he's just working into it, and this is unsuitable 1,200 metre race. And again, notice how wide he is. He's had to work the whole entire race, and then he's flush wide again, and over 1,200. Wow, he hits the line as good as anything. Oh, I think barrier 4, smother, if this horse gets clear air, he's going to scare the life out of her.
Yeah, you'd have to say that she's dominant over everything here. Apart from, she hasn't come up against horses like Evaporate and Linebacker, I guess, but she's the dominant horse here on, for ratings, whatever you want to call it. I think she's better set up here than she was in the Epsom, but the same setup that's going to suit her is going to suit him. I think this race is insane. Shangri-La Spring drawn outside, Mayfair with blinkers on drawn 3 from the outside, Fully Lit drawn inside it, Crystal Clear Mad Leader drawn inside it, and Rachel Schumacher drawn 1 on Parfumist that is coming off, setting tracks alight and running fast time without her. So they are going to break the sound barrier here. And, Autumn Globe and Panja Tower are going to love that. Linebacker, is interesting, and he was certainly dominant last up, but again, off a slow tempo and a bit of a strange setup. Like he's not rushed here. He's well enough set up for this race, but she's better set up. So I don't know how any of these horses can turn the tables on her, except for Panja Tower. So, yeah, I think you either unload, like Nico says, the 1-on-1's 2 here, and you just unload at the even money, a little bit similar to Jimmy Star, or you chop on Panja, or you're in the team of the Japanese horse. I don't see any other. I don't see dangers really. I think only bad luck stops one of those two winning. And it's going to be I just hope there's no interference. They're going to go so fast.
Nico?
Yeah, it's sort of like pick your poison a little bit, isn't it? Autumn Glow, I think this race will really suit her. I reckon she's sort of been looking for a faster speed in a few of her races, and I like early in her career how well she found the line chasing horses. She's hit the front a long way out her last two and hasn't had the ability to chase. I think that's probably one of her best assets. J-Mac back on. Panja Tower's a little bit scary, but you sort of got to navigate the international rider and all those kind of things. So a lot of things are in Autumn Glow's favour. I thought the dangers probably evaporate, to be honest. Like if he didn't bomb this, we didn't miss the start. He didn't jump that well on the Toorak, and then he sort of got chopped out of a run straight away, had to go back. That was a huge run relative to the pattern of the day. Transatlantics won again. It's a fast run race. He maps well. Nash was just riding in insane form yesterday, so he's up and about. Yeah, I probably, if I'm getting involved in the race, I'll be having a good crack Autumn Glow. I think I want a better price though. I don't want to take evens. I want to take 230, 240. You might get it if the syndicates look at the Japanese horse, and Evaporate will definitely be my saver.
The interesting part, there was a lot of jockeys sniffing around sort of Baywhack Beedman down the straight. They were all waiting to see what J-Mac did. Like he was sort of doing his normal thing and triple parking. And I think he waited till he jumped on her in that trial before choosing to come to Sydney, because, you know, he could have ridden literally it's not just prize money. Like the Coolmore might be only worth 3, but he definitely gets looked after if he gets a cold home. And, you know,
Stallion serves, do you reckon?
Stallion, well, whatever it is, you know,
Bonus.
which is fine. You know, he definitely is well looked after if he gets if he makes a Stallion. So
Wow.
that would have paid in his favour. He would have been able to ride Fangirl and whoever knows how many other favourites or well fancy runners in Melbourne. And I think, you know, the only thing that's brought him to Randwick on Saturday is this mare. So he must think she's going to win. And I don't play into those territories that often, but I think when J-Mac gets the pick of the litter and gets to make a decision like this, he rarely gets them wrong.
Massara might have given him half of Autumn Glow's firstborn child as a little bit, like as a little kicker.
Well, they're not going to sell it, so it wouldn't be worth all that much. I wouldn't have thought.
It'll probably be trained by Paul and racing in highways. They're too good, that crew. They just it's just to get the blue buds. They're an amazing place.
Yeah. Yeah, Kieran off is just a field day for Autumn Glow backers. It's absolutely beautiful. And Panja Tower, I think I was, 9 out of 10 firm for Bahama Samurai, and I'm probably 6 out of 10 firm for Panja Tower.
It was $12 in an easier race. That's the only thing I'll say. But whether this horse is better or not sure. I don't think it is. I think he was a pretty good horse, but yeah, she could be the best horse in the country.
Yeah, I might just go box exact to the two of them and just watch them clear out after breakneck Rachel King speed. God bless her. So there you have it. The Golden Eagle, worth a gazillion. So that's it's fantastic stuff.
The odds and evens Golden Eagle. No, the odds and evens Russell Balding, that got me.
Did it?
Got me, yeah.
Get a little
Do you
giggle?
think it funded it? Do you think I think they shut it down because it was just making too much money.
Still, the odds and evens?
It was
Still going around.
It was taking too much money out of the economy, so they had to just close it down for the good of the nation.
Unbelievable. Mate, there'd be SP bookies at private high schools that'd be turning over more money than the odds and evens. And I'm a dead set 100% serious. Let's go to Eagle Farm. Big asterisks on the weather, as I said before. There's 30 mil and 15 of it's going to
Could you water this down? This is your stomping ground. You're supposed to be pumped for it. Like, this is put your Blogsy hat on, would you? Like, just block out the bad, bring in the good.
John. 30 mil during a race day. Just going to be curtains.
Just find the horse with flippers, mate.
I've
Just
found-
find, what was that horse down the outside fence in the last yesterday? Just wonder something.
Not sure. Okay, Eagle Farm, race 4, Higgins Coatings, Class 3, 1,805 metre handicap. Mars is favourite 330. Margot's deal $5. Sunlord $7. Dashenka, not going to tip it, $7. Man of the Town, $9. Blacklist, $14. Fifth Force, $17. The horse I really like here is Margot's Deal. It's in the yellow with the purple checkers, and CJ Graham just misses the boat. It's a real Maureen Haggis special. You can see her. I think I tipped her out as the danger to Electrona 2 starts ago, and she won at $10. But I'm not sure what CJ's doing here, and I'm not sure just why it took her so long to get this horse going. It's a done deal, and the way she hit the line was just sensational. And she's the horse with the biggest turn of foot. She's bred to absolutely swim in the wet conditions, and I just can't believe she's not favourite. I think she's 4? What was it? 4? She's mid-4s, and then Mars who is a bit of a rogue, is at 330. So I think they're flipped round the wrong way. And I think CJ would have learnt a really valuable lesson last start because
Sure.
she left a lot in the locker, and there was a bit of a market push for Dashenka, around $10 into $7 yesterday, and I just sort of sat there giggling, thinking that that form's just nowhere near the Margot's deal sort of tight form. So if they get to race 4, I think it's a great bet, Margot's deal. And if they do continue the races at Eagle Farm, or if they get through a couple, make sure you head to the Mates Mode pot. Last week was good. We backed an Emancore at $7, and there was a few winners. But I'm just sort of leaving the Eagle Farm and the Brisbane form till late, and sort of betting late because there's so many scratchings and the weather's just starting to go skew with here. And the other good thing about Brisbane racing is next Friday we've got the Bris Vegas show back. So we've got that until Magic Millions. So this show will continue until
Donnie back?
Perth. Donnie's going to come back.
Donnie's
Donnie's going to do some stuff. He can't do next week, but he's pretty excited. He's starting to tip a lot on the Twitter,
Donnie.
isn't he? He's tipping a lot.
He's around the grounds. He's back. I'd like to see it. Trial here, trial there, this, that. He doesn't miss much, Donnie.
Nuggets of gold everywhere. But that's Eagle Farm. So make sure you join.
That was it.
Ladbrokes. Well,
You opened the show with a pump-up speech about it, then you've poo-pooed it, then you've done one race.
if you want more, and if they're going ahead, Mates Mode, just get in there. I'll give it a full set all Saturday. We're on fire up. And
how many? So between now and Saturday, what's the unders and evens of sleep for Nico and Trav? Do they, 3-4 hours?
Well, Nico, I don't know if you can see, but it says hotel on Nico's shirt. It's not Hotel Sorrento, but I thought it said Hotel California because
I don't know where it is.
They just never sleep and never leave. Like between RSN, go on the races, go on the yard. I don't know what you guys are on, peptides or the good feed, just the mushroom powder.
The love of the game. The next 2 days are actually relatively quiet, which is good. But yeah, Saturday to Saturday is going to be crazy busy. But you wouldn't have it any other way this time of the year. There's nothing else to do, so might as well just fully lock in. I'm keen for the Cup. I think the Melbourne Cup preview is going to be intriguing to see what Walt has to say there. I think he's going to be having some big opinions, I would have thought.
Just a little, what's the story with our Riffer out the gate? Any reason for that, or am I missing something there? I just noticed it's gone from favourite.
I got alerted to that yesterday by someone, so there hasn't been anything in the media. So it's been it was an intriguing move on Betfair there, wasn't it? So who knows? Kind of looked the obvious. It kind of looked like the one that would just keep firming, and then half yours with the queries and whatever might start to drift when it's gone the other way. So yeah, that's a little teaser for Sunday. We'll see what happens.
I think Valet Kings now, who are $8 favourite.
Sure, mate. If it wins,
hey.
I'll start my own up to the Cup if Valiant King wins. Jesus Christ, how gone are we?
Yeah, I'm gonna be betting up one. I'm sort of starting to get a bit of without a fight vibes. The desk just rises.
It must be well hidden if without a fight's in this race.
Huh?
It must be well hidden if without a fight's in this race.
Well, your little without a fight's not there, Sedelius.
No, he's not. He's not. Why'd you bring that up? Why do you want to end the show on this? Why are you you're reverse Blogsy? What are you doing?
Realist, mate, living in the real
racing
world.
flogger.
Yeah. Can't wait for Saturday. Can't wait for Cup Week. It's going to be brilliant. Make sure you tune in Sunday, probably 3 o'clock. I'd say that the show's going to drop. Melbourne Cup runner by runner preview, and no one's sleeping. We're all just chained to the desk or the yard or wherever we are. Make sure you get Nico's yard, and we'll see you Sunday for Melbourne Cup time. But can't wait, Derby Day. What a program. Thanks to Ladbrokes and Punting Form, and we're all going crazy. We've got a week of it to go. See you guys.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.